Today I show you how you can set up push notifications for your applications on Android and iOS. For this, the best way to do it is to use the Google's Firebase project, which basically integrates your push notification ideas into Android and iOS as well. So instead of using a single, let's say, platform-based push notification solution, Firebase is really doing the job for both options, and even you can set up your application to send notifications for any web browser-based um, website where you might be required to send information to your customers or users. So let's start with the first thing, how you can set up your project in Firebase. So at first you need to go to console firebase and then you need to register your profile, and then you can start to set up your first project. And this is the page what you will see when you enter the site, and you already can start to set up your applications. So get to the first thing, create a project, and here you need to tell the project name, and this project name can be anything. So let's say sample project, and then this project will be generating a unique identifier for your project, which you will use in your applications. So when you click the continue, and you might not need the Gemini support, so you just can click it out. Analytics might be interesting for you. So Firebase is not just a messaging service. Of course, it can be used for other things like measuring your application's performance on several ways. So you can basically send let's say analytics data to Google, and under your project you can check how your pages are performing, where the users are going first, and what they are using regularly. So this is also one thing what you can do. Of course, in your application you can switch to these different let's say subcomponents of the Google Firebase project. So if you don't need this, then you just simply ignore them, or you can take them out from your application, and you can use only those let's say subsystems which you need. So in our case we are talking about the push notifications, which is in the Firebase so-called messaging service. So let's leave out the So let's leave out right now the Google Analytics. You don't need it. So let's go to the project now, and then the site is creating for you the project. And once it's generated, you can start to set up the push notifications for your messaging based on this base project. So okay, we can go to continue. So your project is generated, and you can start to set up your application. As you can see, this is what I was talking about. So here you have the iOS project, here you have the Android project, and you have the web project. And you can have, of course, other things like Unity and Flutter as well, but let's focus on the iOS and Android portion. So if you click on the iOS, then you need to set up your application bundle ID, what you might already have. If you don't have, then you can set up here what you will use for your production ID. So in my case, let's say I have my own project. So this let's say sample project. So you can give a nickname to your project which is not used anywhere. So we just can type in here the sample project name, but as you can see, this is optional. And the App Store ID, this is also needed, so you can get it from your developer page for this application. As I don't have it right now, and I will not have it because I will not generate this in the App Store. I don't have this number, so I will not enter here anything. So then we register the project, and here you can see that it's already generating a Google Service Info plist thing which you need to add to your application. So it's already showing how this should look like. So basically under your application you need to put this plist information. So you can download it here, and let's open it just to show you what it contains. So here you can see that there is a generated API key, a GCM sender ID. This is basically the messaging ID, but this is not really used anywhere by yourself. So you don't need to deal with this. Then you have your project ID. You can see that this is the sample project and what was generated. And yeah, basically that's it. So this plist file what you need to enter into your application when you generate. Okay, then add the Firebase SDK. So let's go to the next step, and this gives you some instruction how you can add your Firebase SDK into your application. So this is required because of course this is a kind of framework which will work for you to send and receive the messages and set up your connection to the Firebase server. So this is very important to remember this, that you need to add this, otherwise the project will not work at all and will not receive the messages. Later on I will show you how you can do that. We can come back to this page anytime we want. So when we are generating the application itself, then I will show how you can integrate this into your code. Okay, so let's go to the next, and this is basically showing how you can set up your initializing code, and this is targeting the Swift UI version, Swift, and Objective-C. So basically, whichever way you want to program your application, you can take the relevant initializing code. But this is just one portion, so this is only initializing the Firebase application. Later on you need to do much more to get it working properly and as you want to have it working. For example, in my case, I'm not just receiving messages when the application is in background or closed, but also want to receive and show messages when the application is in foreground, so when you are running the application. And this is not so obvious because the general purpose of the messaging is that to inform the users that something was created or something was sent for you, or something you need to aware of in the application. So you typically want to inform the user when the application is not running, but in some cases you can use it for things like for example, if you have a chat application but you don't have really a direct connection to your chat server, then you can generate this kind of let's say direct communication between two parties on a way that basically you rely on this kind of messaging services, so push notifications. And whenever a push notification is received, you can refresh your chat window, and you can basically receive the data, which cannot be directly sent from one device to another. So this is also one case where you need to receive the message itself, and you need to take care about the content of the message, and you need to make some actions. So this code we will use later on when we will generate the application. So the next step, that you can set up your application and you can test if the application can receive the messages. So basically the Firebase server can check via this that your setup was correct, and the application can be reached. So when we go back to the console, then we can already go to the project overview, and here you can see that you have here the iOS application. Basically you can see those things which you could see in this plist file, which was generated by the Firebase server. And as I said, if you don't have a store ID, for example, for your application, because you did not set it up yet in the developer side, then you can still add it later. And also you need to add the team ID. Okay, so let's add also the other application for the Android, and here you can see that when you click on the add application, then you need to select the type of the application or the platform of the application. So let's select the Android, and let's use the same ID. Again, this nickname is not really needed, and there is a debug sign certificate. We don't need it right now, so we just register the application, and then again we have a Google JSON file, a Google Service JSON file, what we will need to add to the application in the Android Studio or whatever developer environment you use, but the main important thing that you need to have this file. Okay, let's go to the next one. Again, you need to add the Firebase SDK into your build Gradle file. So this is how you can add this. And of course, depending on which service you want to use, you can select this individual services, let's say separately. So you can change your content as you need. So if you want to use the full service, then you can use the full service. But if you just want to use the messaging service, then you can select that one. And the Google Analytics, for example, you can also add to your application, or you can remove if you don't need it. And you can use it for the Kotlin build Gradle version, and also the Groovy type Gradle version. So depending on which one you want to use in your project, select the right one for your application. So let's get to next, and then again you can test if your setup is complete and it is working. Okay, so now the projects are generated, and you can start to set up your your applications with these defined projects. How you need to set up these in your application, I will tell you in the next tutorial. Once your setup is completed, then you can start to use the messaging service, and there are many options to basically send messages to your application. So either you can do it between the devices, so even the devices can send messages to each other. Of course, for this they need to get the messaging let's say registration code for the individual devices. So if you want to send messages to the application, you can do it on two ways. Basically, you can send messages to topics, and you can send messages to devices. So if you want to do it from the Firebase console, you can also do it. So you don't need to set up your systems to send messages directly. You might only use it to inform your users for certain things, and that you can do it right from here. So from the project console, you have the messaging service here, and when you click on the messaging service, of course here you can see some basic information what you can do with the service itself. And if you go to create your first campaign, then you can see what you can do with it. You have two options. The user can get a notification when the let's say the application itself is in the background, or within the application when it is in foreground. But typically you are using this kind of notifications. Okay, so let's create one of the notifications here, and as you can see, it's saying that Google Analytics cannot receive the information about these messages. So if you want to set up the analytics, this might be interesting because you would like to see how many users received your messages and how many were opening your messages. But if you haven't set up anything in the application yet, then this is not really important. So you can set up the message here, and you can also see the example how this will look like. And here you can set up the title, like a trial message, and the content of the message itself. So this one, let's say, this is a sample message. Okay, so then you don't want to attach an image to it, and we don't need a notification name. So this notification name will only appear in the list because what you are sending out will be listed on this site, and you can basically go back and check the performance of your message information, and you can test basically how it will look like when it is in the normal state and when it is open. And you can also send a test message to a registration token. This one is basically a token for an individual device. So when you are setting up your Firebase application or Firebase SDK inside an application, then this will register for a token, and then when the token is received, this token will be used by the application to identify the device itself. So when you want to send individual messages or to just just one user or one device, and then you can do this. If the user, because the user is not really registering with an email address or any other identification to the application. If you want to target a user who might use multiple devices, then you should take care about registering or storing these registration tokens by the user, so to link the user identification to these individual tokens, and then you can send messages for multiple devices based on the user identification. So currently we don't have this because we didn't have any application set up yet, so we can't send this test message. Could be important when you are testing your application and you already have a live version. You can select your development device to send a message for that individual device only. Okay, the next one is to target an application, and here you can see that you can target a user segment, so you can directly send to those applications which are using an iOS application. And here you can see that if you target an application, then you can target the Android version, or you can target the iOS version. Let's select one, and then let's add another target, because we have an Android version and the iOS version, and let's target an iOS version as well. Okay, so then we already set up the two segments, and as I said, you can also target the users by topic. So if you register your Firebase SDK in an application, you have the option to subscribe to topics. So you can simplify this behavior that if you want to send to all users a message, then you don't need to use the user segment if you don't want, but you can subscribe at the first start of the application to a general topic, and this general topic should be always subscribed. Maybe other topics what you want to send messages to the users, you can define individually, and the user can subscribe to these topics by themselves. So they can say that, for example, if they want to get news about I don't know, car information, or news about new iOS features, or whatever you are providing to your users, those topics can be, let's say, listed in your application, and then the user can select which one they are interested about, and then they can register to those topics by themselves. And when you send the message to them based on topic, they will only receive the message if they registered or subscribed to those topics. Okay, so we set up the applications. Go next, and then you can schedule your message sending. If you say now, and then you send it, you send out this message, then the server will start to send out the messages or this message to all the devices what was already using your application, and did not delete the application from the phone or tablet. But you can select here now scheduled messaging, and you can have also recurring messaging, which I would not recommend to set up, because then you are basically bombarding the users with the same message every day, but or every week. But this is not something what you would like to do. But if you want to have a scheduled message sending, then you can you can already set up with this calendar. So you can go to here and you can say that you will send it out in this case tomorrow, and then you can select also the time and the time zone, so you will be able to send the message at a certain time. And this is working pretty well. So if you want to send out a message midday, for example, then it's definitely possible, and then you can set it up with this scheduling, and then your message will be message sending will be started at that time. But let's say now, anyway, we will not, or these messages will not be sent to anywhere, and we can click on the next, and then you can add some additional data. And I think it makes sense to mention here that you not just can send text messages or text for sending it to the users, but you can also send additional data. So I'm having an application where users can add advertisements into the application, and customers can or other users can register to receive information about specific type of advertisements. And with this data field, you can also add, for example, which advertisement is basically uploaded into the system, and based on the key you can send this data out to the application, and when the message received, this data can be let's say used by the application, and maybe jump immediately to the advertisement in the application. So when you open the application, it might not start with the main page, but it would directly go to the advertisement. So with this you can handle the message on a way that you can give a better user experience and can directly link the message to certain contents. And then there is an expiry date. So if the message not received by the user, or the user was not having the connection to the Firebase server for a certain time, then this message or the server will try to send out the message in the next 4 weeks. So whenever the application is connecting to the server, then the message will be sent out, but just for a certain amount of time. So if your message is time sensitive, so it might not be valid for a day, then you can set it to a shorter time, and then the message will not be sent if you, let's say, pass this time. And how you can set up this additional information. You need to add the channel ID. This channel ID is sometimes required because the users can let's say set up that which channel they want to get receive notification and which channel they don't. And let's say here we put the channel name messages, and then we should add a data like let's say news category, and maybe the news category will be weather. So here you say that this message is basically link to the news category weather, and whenever the message received, the application can basically work out what the application needs to do based on this weather content. And then you can set up, as you can see, that in case of the Apple, so iOS applications, you can select if you want to batch the application or the messages or not. If you say enabled, then you can set up a batch count, but this is if you disable it, then it is automatically using the system settings of your application. And you can add the sound if you want, but it is not really important. And then you can go to the review field, and then it's saying that it's not able to reserve some of the information, but for us this is not really important right now. And then we publish the message, and then you can see that the campaign is successfully started. And if you go now to the project main page, it will also show this, that what is currently running. And you can see that this is a trial message, this is the sample message, so basically the content of the thing. And when it's sent out to devices, then it will also show that how many devices received this information. But currently, because this is still, let's say, sending it out, and we don't have devices set up for these messages, maybe this will not show anything here. And then of course you can go back again to the messaging, and you will see that the message is in the row, and you can if you click on the row, then you can see that how many messages were sent out, how many was opened, and it's also linking to key events. Okay, and what you can do with the message, if you want to send out again with the same content, you can duplicate it, and before you are sending it out, you can change the content, of course. But this is basically setting up the message on the same way that you can target either the Android or the iOS application, and also you can change this. Of course, you can take out the one of the targets if you don't need, and you can also delete this message content. So if you are not deleting it, then this will be listed in this view for a long time. So, and later on it's very hard to delete, because you can't delete many messages at the same time. You don't have this option. You can just delete it individually. And I'm not sure how long let's say Google is storing these
messages.
As I have seen it, it was stored for a long time. So here it's saying 90 days, but basically it's just the data about what is collected in the last 90 days. Okay, so that's it. What you can do about the cloud messaging portion of this console page, but of course you can set up your applications as well, that you don't need to rely on this one, or you have a backup server from where you can also send out messages. So in my case, I am sending messages to my users from a web server backend, where the application is generating some content, and the web server is basically setting up the message content and sending out the message via the Firebase server. And for that, for sure you need to set up an authentication method, and also to send out the message content, which is at the end basically using the same way of generating the message like the console here, but of course it's not listed in your console like here, so you will not be able to get this information from the application. The only way to get this somewhat measured, that how many users were receiving that message and how many users open the message, is based on the analytics framework. So you need to get these kind of events registered by the application, and then you can go to the Firebase console and you can get to the events. So here you have this analytics portion as well, and in the analytics you can see what events are generated, or what events are received by the Firebase server from your application, and then you can get certain analysis behind. If you liked this tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you next time.